in my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Reaming my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm metrosexual.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Wraith here, back with another video. Now, in today's video, I decided to basically film myself warming up before today's Cash Cup, because a lot of you guys were wondering, well, what do you actually specifically do to warm up? Like, do you do aim courses, edit courses, free builds, box fights, blah blah blah? So basically, I decided to just film myself warming up for today's Cash Cup. So if you guys want to do some of these things to warm up, go ahead, by all means. That's definitely a good kind of way to warm up. So yeah, but if you're looking forward to this video, make sure you slap a like button on it, comment what you want to see for a future video, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you use creator code WraithFN in the item shop, and let's get right into the video. So the first thing I do before I even get on Fortnite is make sure I grab some food or grab a bottle of water, and honestly make sure that I have a lot to drink and a lot to eat. And a lot of you guys might be like, well, how is that affecting your Fortnite? Or really, that sounds so dumb. But in reality, making sure you're completely fed and making sure you're hydrated and ready to go just gives you a little bit more energy. It makes you feel a little bit more calm. You're not agitated. Trust me, there's been tons of scientific basis before sports games, before online games, to make sure that you're good and fed, and basically you have a lot of hydration ready, because if you're underhydrated or you just don't have a lot of food in you, you're not going to be performing to your top notch. Then the next thing I do is always hit 45 minutes of kovaaks every single day. I'm not going to show that right now because this is more of my in-game warm-up, but if you guys are curious to basically kind of see how I play kovaaks and what I do to play kovaaks, let me know down in the description. I can make a full tutorial on kovaaks and how to warm up. And by the way, right now this is a complete warm up. I have not played at all already, so this is literally me getting on the game for the first time today, just so you guys kind of know. But then the next thing I do is basically go to Raiders edit course. I'll have the code basically in the description of the video if you guys want to watch it. And I basically still personally think this is one of the best warm-up courses for editing. And I just go through it for a little bit. I'll show you guys normally. I don't go through the full thing just to warm up. I basically kind of go until I feel warmed. And I'll show you guys kind of where I normally feel pretty warmed. If I don't feel pretty good, then I'll just keep going. But I kind of make sure to do different edits. I don't just do the same edit over and over again. As you guys can see, I'm doing top edits, bottom edits, full side edits, even though it's probably not that realistic. I personally just kind of warming up all different forms of editing. And the biggest thing to remember here is if you mess up, it's not a big deal. You're just warming up. You're just getting your edits ready and warmed up. Right here, I'm doing absolutely terrible on editing down, but it's okay because I know it's just warming up, and I know normally when I do it pretty good. So again, basically what I like to do for this is just go through the course a little bit and just try and do it pretty quickly, but literally just try different edits and try and be kind of make sure, keep in mind that it basically doesn't matter if I mess up, because if I start getting frustrated, that's already a bad point to the day. But basically right after this is kind of where I normally end it, right where the 90s start, where basically it gets you into a big room right here, and you have to 90. Normally I'm pretty warmed up by then, so basically I leave that. It normally takes around 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, and then I go into my own island where basically I just decide to free edit. So for those of you who don't know what free edit and free building is basically what Mongrel does all the time, and almost every single pro does when they first get on. And it's just a really good way of just warming up your edits, your building, your movement, basically just everything. And again, same thing goes for editing. It doesn't matter if you mess up. Just try different things, try different edits, try tunneling, try doing whatever you want. I literally just go with a flow, and I literally just build to max height basically every time, and just do random edits here or there that I know I can make in the game, or I do 90s, or I do double edits, or cone edits, or just simple things that I know I will use in the game, like this tunneling. I know I'm going to use this in a solo game, so I may as well warm it up here. And again, like I said, the biggest thing is just making sure you know in your head that it's okay if you mess up. This is where you warm up, this is where you get better, so it doesn't really matter if you're not doing absolutely unbelievable mongrel edits or faceway retakes. Like, it doesn't really matter. Just try different things. And like I said, for me personally, I kind of just go with the flow. So if I mess up something, I just kind of go with it and basically figure out what I do in that scenario in a game, because I'm not good enough where I'm never going to mess up in a game. I'm pretty sure no one in all of Fortnite is good enough to where they're absolutely just never going to mess up. So basically what I recommend doing is whenever you're editing or free building or whatever the case is, if you like mess up your 90 or mess up your side jump like I just did there, or whatever the case is, you mess something up or mess up an edit, don't just like take a breath and like take a couple seconds or like do it like, see right there, like I basically Harry Pottered myself and instantly I go for the edit out and then close and then re-edit. So if someone gets inside my 90 and I screwed up, I'm basically already prepared to know exactly what to do in that scenario, because I see a lot of people when they mess up, they just kind of like, oh, whatever, and then they just kind of like take their time getting out of the edit or whatever the case is. And personally, in my opinion, I think that like if you mess up, that means you're gonna mess up that edit sometimes in game, no matter how good you are. So you may as well know generally how to get out of that place. So like I said, if you Harry Potter yourself, you got to instantly get out of that Harry Potter and go back into a 90 or box up or whatever the case is. So basically, once I'm done kind of free building and free editing, I do this for around 10-15 minutes. Right here I only did it for like 5-6 minutes for the case of this video, but then once I kind of do that, I actually start getting into kind of like a routine where basically I do the mongrel kind of wall take, I guess you could say, where basically you throw a wall and then throw a ramp down and then edit it. I do this so much in game, and you should be doing this too so much. I do this for literally like 2 to 3 minutes every single warm-up just to kind of make sure it's nice and crisp and clean. And now I'm not saying this is for practice, this is just specifically for warm-up. So if you really want to get better at it, you got to actually practice it. Then once I'm kind of done that, I just kind of go into practicing my like turtling and trap boxing. So basically if someone pressures you, you can kind of get ready with a trap box or whatever the case is. And as you guys can see, like I'm messing up all the time right now. Like I messed up on the mongrel, I'm messing up on my trap boxes, but it's not a big deal because I know when it comes to a game, I'm going to be ready for it. Again, you can see here, I'm just practicing my boxing up. So basically if I need to go up a layer when I'm tunneling or whatever the case is, I can practice getting up. Some side trap boxes, like just try different things. Try like doing like not something that you're used to doing, because like I said, in a game you're gonna do different edits, you're gonna do different buildings, you're gonna do different trap boxes depending on the scenario, so you may as well just get warmed up for all of it. So then I go into some tunneling and just make sure kind of my tunneling is just feels good, feels basically generic and feels good. Some editing in the tunneling depends how I'm feeling, and then just some classic like drop down waterfalls. And then basically right after I'm done this, this is kind of where it gets more like your decision. So basically after I'm done free editing or free building, I kind of do two things. One is I go into a solo game and just practice W keying everyone, or sometimes a solo arena depending on the queue time, and practice W keying everyone just to kind of get my fighting ability ready to go. Depending on the special event, sometimes I'll play squads. Like for example, right now it's the bounty squad, so honestly I kind of enjoy it a little bit because you can be a little bit more aggressive, so I play that sometimes. And then the other thing I do is either box fight or 1v1. This kind of depends on the day, because normally I like to do box fights or 1v1s at the end of the day, just when I'm like nice and calm, nice and chill, taking some time off, like fooling around a little bit more. I like to do some box fights and 1v1s, but sometimes if I feel like I still need to warm up my building, some editing, or after I do some solos and I'm just not feeling it, or arena solo queue times quite a long time, normally I'll go into some box fights or 1v1s. And when I do that is if I have any friends online, I'll normally just box fight or 1v1 them. And if not, then I just normally go into basically a Discord. For example, for me, it's Mayhem West. And I go in there, just say 1v1 box fight or 1v1s, and basically play against them. Normally I do a little bit more box fights. I don't really like 1v1s. I'm not very good at 1v1s. Like build fighting, and I definitely need to improve on that a little bit more, because I'm starting to realize, like from watching Unknown Army and stuff, how much he 1v1s and how much it actually translates to his games, and how quickly he's able to trap people and outbuild them in literally like 2 builds just because he 1v1 so much. I'm starting to kind of start 1v1ing a little bit more. But yeah, that's basically it for like how I warm up. It's nothing too advanced. Like it's anyone can do this. It literally takes like 30 minutes if that. to warm up, and then depends how long you play solos or box fights or whatever the case is. And this just kind of warms up basically everything. If you don't have kovaaks, like, you can just do a Fortnite creative aim course or something like that. There's tons of videos online you can find, or you can literally even just look through my playlist. I have a full playlist on aiming creative courses you guys can peep. So like, if you're curious about that, literally just go to my playlist and go to aiming tips and tricks, and basically every single video there's a different creative course that you guys can use to help improve your aiming. But yeah, besides that, that's basically it, because it warms up your editing, it warms up your building, it warms up your trap kills, it warms up your tunneling, it warms up your fighting ability, it warms up basically everything. So that's kind of why I personally enjoy it. You guys don't have to have the same warm up as me. This is just kind of how I do it, and some things that you maybe, if you feel like or you want to do, you can just put into your own gameplay and your own warm up ability, because it is pretty quick. But yeah, basically besides that, like I said, if you want to see a kovaaks video, a full on kovaaks video of how I warm up on kovaaks and how I basically do my kovaaks every single day, let me know down in the comments below, and if enough of you guys want that, I will make it for you guys. But basically, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you slap a like button on it, comment what you want to see for a future video, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you guys use creator code WraithFN in the item shop just to show your support to me. But yeah, that's basically it for today's video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Peace.